Hello, my name is Sven-Olof Yrjö Collin. I offer here my lecture of ownership that is planned to be given at Linné University. I offer it now as a virtual lecture because of the corona thing. We don't really know if it's possible to have a lecture or not. I prefer to have it like this, and then we could have discussions later on. Virtual discussions, that is. So this is what you will see when you are attending these virtual sections of a lecture called Ownership. So I'm a Sven-Olof Yrjö Collin. Yrjö is the Finnish name, the rest is rather Swedish. I'm a professor of corporate governance, and I have a email if you would like to reach me, not through the Linné University, but on my personal one. I have a small presentation of myself, who I am. I'm a professor in business administration with emphasis on corporate governance. Sometimes I have been a professor of corporate governance and accounting also. I have some advanced knowledge in accounting as well. I teach in corporate governance, of course, like I'm doing now. I teach in accounting, I teach in management control, in corporate finance, in strategy, scientific method, and then I supervise on all levels. So one could say that I teach in almost all areas of business administration except marketing. My research, I do research in corporate governance. I have done research in corporate governance for all my life, I would say. I've done research concerning riding schools, because riding schools are like all corporations, they have their problem of governance. I've studied municipal corporations. I've studied family firms, really fascinating, that I will tell you later. I've studied director and executive compensation. I've looked into accounting choice also, and I'm now engaged in studying auditing. And then a small part I've done in morality, in kind of philosophy, you could say, and that is duty. I'm an independent professor. Today, that's really important to stress. Independent professor means that I'm employed by no one. It's almost true. So no one can tell me what to do and what to not do. You can be sure that what I'm saying without any thinking about my relationship to the rector. That is, the reason is because I had a conflict with the rector at Kristianstad University, and I was fired. And after that, I decided I would never more be employed. It's not really true, because I am employed or have kind of employment because I'm affiliated professor of Kharkiv University of Humanities, People's Ukrainian Academy. And that is the dress of this kind of affiliated professor, Kharkiv University, located in Ukraine, in the town of Kharkiv. And then, of course, I have created my own university, which I call Free University of Scania. It's characterized by two things. You have the right and the duty to think, and you have the right and duty to talk. I have an email that you can use if you have comments on my lecture, if you would like to discuss something about corporate governance. I have a homepage that you can visit where you can find the homepage of Free University of Scania and other things also. And then I have a private telephone. I would like to emphasize it's private. So if you would like to use it, it's only because there is extreme emergency. I cannot tell what is extreme emergency for you. So you can use it. I will not answer, because I don't answer on calls that are that I cannot identify. But you tell me what's it about, and I will contact you again, preferably through emails. I don't like talk to people through the telephone. So that is me that are making this lecture about corporate governance. The structure of the lectures, well, the sections of the lectures, is that we will start with the separation of ownership and control. You will find the slides on this homepage and on the Moodle at Linné University, so you can look at the slides. So the first part of the lecture is separation of ownership and control. 4 to 10 means that it's a slide number 4 to 10. Then we will continue by talking about owners, shareholders, and principals, how to define these. Then we focus on the stock market, and I will tell you about what means to be when you say socialization of ownership. After that, we go into governance strategy, because I would like you to understand what is a governance strategy, because that's the trick how to understand that there are differences between owners. Owners are not identical. And then in section 5, 6, and 7, we go through different owner categories, and I will tell you about them and show that they are different from each other. At section 8, I do a summary of these things, and I will show you the effect that different owners can produce in a corporation. At last, we go to comparative governance, which is a very small part in my lecture, because it's not really a focus on ownership, but I have to mention it because it shows that there are diversity in the governance, in the corporate governance structures. And then we end with morality of the corporation and policy implications. And so the end slide is 88. The time is about almost 6 hours of lecturing. I've divided into 10 different videos, so you can so you don't get to sleep when I lecture. It's not really the best thing to lecture this virtual. I'm sitting here, I cannot see you, and you are just seeing a person that is waving with his hands, and it's not really lively. But we try to do the best out of this thing. I hope that you will enjoy it, and hope that the lecture will give you new ideas, and that you see the world differently after these 6 hours. I hope that I've changed some of your views. I hope that I've made you a little bit more critical towards something that happens concerning corporate governance overall, and in specific in ownership. So that is my aim, to change a little bit your thinking and ideas. So let's get started.